to our show, Health and Wellness, Facts versus Myths. I'm Gargi Rawat. Diwali has arrived and we all know what that entails. Countless social calls, boxes and boxes of sugar-laced sweets and processed dry fruits, late-night parties with mindless snacking. People often take it as an opportunity to consume sweets minus the guilt. And why not? Most of us spend the whole year being careful of our sugar intake, and Diwali is that time of the year when we think we can afford to let go. But for people with diabetes, it's not the same. The celebratory food can provide challenges for blood glucose control. So it pays to plan how to manage carbohydrate intake through the celebrations and to test blood glucose levels at regular intervals. We have a panel of experts with us who will advise our viewers on how to enjoy Diwali without worrying about their health. We're joined by Dr. Subhodit Pramanik, consultant endocrinologist, Neotia Getwell Hospital, Siliguri, and Dr. Ashwini Chikhalkar, Siddhi Vinayak Diabetes and Foot Care Center, Buldana. Thank you so much, doctors, for taking time out today and joining us and advising all our viewers. Dr. Subhodit, first to you. One would love to have sweets to enjoy the festival with family and friends, but for people with diabetes, there are so many restrictions. Should they have sweets with normal sugar in moderation, or then consume sweets with artificial sweeteners, which are also now available?
Yeah. So that's a great question. First of all, happy Diwali to all the viewers. So definitely those who are suffering from diabetes, they should not feel separated as they cannot take sweets. So obviously for them we have some provision. There are a lot of myths regarding artificial sweeteners. There are a lot of types which are available, aspartame, sucralose, like all these things. So for the myths, let me clarify that FDA has actually given us a permissible limit up to which a person can take artificial sweetener per day. And for most of the situation, the common people take maximum 4, 5, 10 pellets a day, which is absolutely safe. So those sweets which contains artificial sweeteners are absolutely safe. But one have to remember that sweets does not mean only sugar. Sweet contains a lot of maida and sometimes ghee or other oils that are harmful because all of them contains carbohydrate. So although the artificial sweeteners are empty calorie, taking a lot of sweet can cause exacerbations in blood sugar level. So that is why moderation is the key. You can take sweets made with artificial sweeteners, but in a limited quantity.
All right, Dr. Ashwini, will a home glucose monitoring using a glucometer that would be useful for people with diabetes during Diwali or any such festival, and are occasional high sugar levels acceptable?
Thank you so much for the question. First, I wish a very happy Diwali to all the viewers. And this is a very interesting question. Occasional mean, how do you define occasional, first of all? So this would hold true if we see 30, 40 years back when we used to celebrate Diwali only on a single day. Now with this, financial, paying capacity has increased and there is a lot of boom in this food industry. We have Swiggy, we have Domino's and all coming into action. So if we see, we are celebrating every day almost as Diwali. So now following a healthy lifestyle has become occasional. So I would rather say that we would be following our daily routines, their lifestyle regularly, and then occasional rise in blood sugar, fine. But if you're not following it regularly, occasional rise would cause increase in the level of toxins which are circulating in the body, which might damage you on long term. Secondly, yes, home glucose monitoring is a very, very important, essential tool which we can do with the help of glucometers, though they cannot be relied totally, but yes, you can detect higher levels, lower levels, and then you can cross verify in the laboratories and then see with your doctors. So, and if you talk of home glucose monitoring, it is not only for Diwali or any occasion. For all practical purposes, every diabetic patient should be regularly checking their blood glucose level and being into follow-up with their doctors regularly.
All right, so that's important, monitoring and being in touch with your doctors. Dr. Subhodip, diabetes is associated with many other comorbidities and complications as well. With home glucose monitoring, what are the other things that people with diabetes need to keep a track of?
Yeah, so as Dr. Ashwini has already told you that monitoring blood sugar via glucometer machine is an essential part of diabetes management. So although I'll tell it's essential, but it's not a complete diabetic management, because diabetes is associated, as you already said, with many complications and comorbidities. So glucometer checks only the blood sugar, which needs to be controlled, but despite controlling the blood sugar well, many patients do suffer from many other comorbidities like hypertension, cholesterol, thyroid, kidney diseases, and the complications are very rampant in patients with diabetes. So for this purpose, the patient at home can try to maintain their blood pressure. They can regularly check their body weight. They can try to see the symptoms of complications like frothing in urine, some visual blurring, some tingling sensation in the legs. So that by that way they can understand that they are having some complication. But saying so, these complications, the symptoms appear a lot at advanced stage. So to detect them in an early stage, we need to do the lab tests. So apart from having glucometer reports, we need to check their blood creatinine, lipid profile, thyroid, and many other neuropathy retina screening regular interval. And for that purpose, the American Diabetic Association in 2021 has laid a guideline that how frequently the patient should undergo the complication screening. And for that purpose, most of the complications needs to be screened at least once in a year, and the blood sugar, blood pressure, and body weight and some other things needs to be monitored every 3 to 6 monthly. So by that way, we come to an integral management of type 2 diabetes. Glucometer monitoring obviously is an important part of it.
All right, Dr. Ashwini, so what exercise pattern should people with diabetes follow during Diwali and this festival season? Should they exercise more to burn, the calories which they're consuming, as obviously the calorie intake would be going up?
Yeah, before we talk about exercise in diabetics during Diwali, let me just say a few points about exercising daily. We are not doing, first and foremost, we have to remember that we are not doing exercise for control of diabetes. Exercise will make you fitter. It will improve your lung compliance. It will give you a number of benefits. And one of benefit would be the better blood glucose levels. So it should be a part of our routine. And now if you are going into any festival or if you're going out, the way we don't skip our routines, we can't skip our exercises. Only thing would be like if you're getting less amount of time, as because this Diwali is a special Diwali. We are coming out of COVID situation after 2 years. We'll be meeting our friends, relatives after a long gap of 2 years. So definitely there would be time factor. But if you're getting 10 minutes, do exercise for 10 minutes. If you're getting 1 hour, do full hour of exercise. Now, second question is eat more and work more during a special occasion, or once in a while, once in a month would be fine, but that shouldn't be a routine that you eat more and you work out more, because once you are eating more calories, the blood glucose levels, they are going up, and the damages, they have already started. So we have to be very careful about this, not eating more and working out more, rather keeping a track of it, and moderation ultimately becomes the key.
All right. So moderation in terms of your exercise as well, and sticking to your regular routine as far as exercise goes. Dr. Subhodip, for people living with diabetes during the festivals, it's a testing time. Should people go for pre-festival and post-festival physician consultations?
Yeah, so absolutely. So because festival time is the routine is changed, so their management should also be changed. But for that purpose, let's classify the festivals according to their duration. So if it is a 1-day festival or 2-day festival, actually the existing regimen needs not to be changed. With slight modification can be done, but the overall regimen should be same. But if the festival is a longer one, let's say 1 week festival or sometime 1 month festival, that often involves a long time of fasting followed by a feast at the evening time. So in that situation, the patient's existing diabetic regimen needs to be changed. So that is why it's advisable for them to come for a pre-festival consultation and their existing medications should be changed. The timing or the composition of the medicines often we do change, and after that they should follow that new regimen for the duration of the festival, and once the festival is over they should come for follow-up again to resume their previous existing regimen. So depending on the duration of festival, we think this advice. For special occasions like Diwali, which is most of the time 1 or 2 days festival, we do not need to change the existing medications, but obviously for those who are on insulin or those who are suffering from brittle diabetes, we need to change the dosage of insulin depending on their food intake and the exercise pattern on that situation, on these 2 days.
Right, Dr. Ashwini, now, besides, diet and exercise, what are the other precautions that people with diabetes need to take or should take during this time?
Diet, exercise, yes, they are the most important thing. Exercise I've already spoken about. Diet, I'll just speak in one line. That even if you're going into festivals, try to stick to your routine diabetic diet. And other than diet, what is more important is not skipping your meals. Many times what we see is that patients, they get busy in their activities, they are busy, ladies especially, they get busy in their cleaning works and they skip their meals. So never skip your meals. Don't remain fasting for longer time. Because they skip meal, they'll remain fasting, then they'll end up with binge eating something which will be harmful for their blood glucose level. Another important issue is generally females, they are busy with the cleaning work and there are chances that they might fall and get injured. So one instruction for all ladies that they should try and prevent injuries. Similar is with the firecrackers. If you are using, we are not promoting the use of firecrackers. We don't want our patients to be, landing up with air pollution complications, noise pollution, which affects our kids also and the elderly population. So we request everyone to go for a firecracker-free Diwali with only lights. And another third most important issue which we need to be focusing is sleep. As I already said, we are meeting our relatives, friends after a long gap of 2 years. So there might happen that we'll be keep chatting or we'll be playing or we'll be engaged in certain activity and we'll be sleeping less than the recommended time, that is 7 to 8 hours. So try to grab the sleep first so that you can enjoy your day, because if you're not sleeping properly, your endocrine, some hormonal levels and metabolically it affects your blood glucose levels. So sleep, avoiding of injuries, and especially females, they should be taking care.
All right, Dr. Subodip, is there anything you'd like to add to that, and on other things that people with diabetes need to watch out for during this time?
So definitely, I agree with Dr. Ashwini regarding that factor. It's not only the diet and exercise. You have to give all the other healthy exercise health tips you have to follow, as he has mentioned. Regarding the air pollution, I'll focus 1 to 2 points I'll just to add, because air pollution has been seen to be associated with higher incidence of diabetes. So there is a lot of confounding factor to this statement, but it has been seen those who are staying in an urban population, mostly in the metropolitan cities, they do suffer from diabetes more. So whether it's a causative factor, we do not know, but what we know that there are some pathophysiological features which tells us that more pollution leads to more inflammation in your body, and that's why the incidence of diabetes as well as the complications of diabetes can go up. So we always want a pollution-free Diwali, and I think there is a government initiative this year to go for the same. It's actually going for the last few years, but this year the government is more strict, and we welcome their decision to go for a pollution-free Diwali this year.
Right, Dr. Ashwini was speaking about, firecrackers, and hopefully people are not, lighting up firecrackers. But even with diyas and lighting them up around your house, there can be accidents. And Dr. Ashwini, people with diabetes take longer to heal from such type of injuries, isn't it? If you could just tell us a bit about that.
Yes. I'll focus some light upon what are types of diabetes. There is something we know about type 1 and type 2. What we have to see is uncontrolled and controlled diabetes. So there are 2 types of diabetes, I would say. Those who are controlled diabetes, where HbA1c, that is the average glucose level, is less than 7, and uncontrolled diabetes, that is average average blood glucose level is more than 7%. So those who are uncontrolled diabetes have more chances of delayed wound healing, what we call in our language that if some person get an injury, his wound heals in 7 days. But if a patient is uncontrolled diabetic, he might take little longer for healing of the wound. So if first and foremost requirement would be control your diabetes better. If you have uncontrolled diabetes, definitely the chances of getting injuries, not getting injuries, rather actually delayed healing would be more in such patients. So control your diabetes, that remains the golden rule of diabetic patients.
All right. Well, thank you so much for answering all those questions. We'll slip into a short break and come back with more. We're telling you how you can practice a healthy Diwali even with diabetes. Welcome back. We're talking about managing diabetes in the festival season. Let's go across to our doctors with all the questions that we have. And Dr. Subodip, should people with diabetes who are taking insulin need to after the dosage of insulin during festivals like Diwali?
Yeah, absolutely. So Dr. Ashwini was talking about two types of diabetes, the controlled diabetes and the uncontrolled diabetes. So I'll subclassify that. So those who are controlled diabetic, they can be controlled with simple oral medication, or they may need some insulin. So those who are being treated with oral medications, they usually do not need to change their oral medication on a single day perturbation. But those who are on insulin and their sugar control is bit brittle, they need to know a lot about their food and about their insulin sensitivity. So in medical term, we use two terms. One is called a carb counting, that indicates that the amount of food that have a 15-gram carbohydrate in it. So they need to know each food item, what amount of that food item contains 15 gram of carbohydrate. That means how many carb count they are taking. And they need to know about their sensitivity to insulin. That's called the insulin sensitivity index, ISI. So let's say some patient, if they take a 15 gram more carbohydrate, they need 1 unit additional insulin. Some people for the same amount of carbohydrate will need 5 unit insulin more insulin. So that's why after knowing these two things, those who are being treated with insulin, they know how much insulin they need to take additionally if they are taking one sweet, or if how much insulin they should take additionally if they are taking, let's say, some potato chips or something like that. So by that way, we educate our patients that if you are on insulin and you are going to have some extra food for some occasion, try to make it as minimum as possible, because whatever you take, it's going to actually make your blood sugars fluctuate a lot. But what you are taking, you can correct it by taking a correctional dose of insulin depending on the carb count you are taking and your insulin sensitivity for that purpose. So by that way, those who are taking insulin, although we do not change the regimen for a single day or 2-day program, but we tell our patient to again decide what dose of insulin they need to add up or to reduce. Not only that, it's not only the feast which is problematic, it's the fast. Many people do fast during Diwali. So at that time, if the patient is on tendency to have blood sugar fall, we call it hypoglycemia.
Right.
So in this situation, they need to reduce the insulin dose. Thank you.
All right. Now, Dr. Ashwini, we've talked a lot about the sweet intake. What savories are also an integral part of the Diwali menu, and if you eat them in excess, you can raise your blood pressure, as most of the savories are loaded with salt. So what should people with hypertension eat, and what should they avoid?
Yeah. So first thing which we have to remember is salt is not bad only for hypertensives. It is bad for everyone. So excess of salt is not good for anyone's heart. So consuming low salt in our diet is prime importance for everybody. So for what you have to focus is generally what happens in our setup is we are preparing meals separately for diabetics, hypertensive. We don't have to do that. We can consume the same meal which is cooked for all the people. I mean, we can cook in same and eat same. Another issues about this savories is we don't have time to make it at home nowadays. So we are going into market and there are fancy labels put onto it. that it is sugar free, calorie free, and low sodium and all. Don't fall into traps of it. If possible, please try to use these homemade savories with low salt. Use good oil which is not reused, and of course you can consume in moderation. Everywhere moderation is the key. You can enjoy the quality of it, and don't it's like, don't be on quantity, like I want to eat full plate. You can definitely enjoy the taste of it.
All right. Well, thank you so much, doctors, for answering all our questions about how to enjoy the Diwali festivities safely. And thank you for joining us on the show. Thank you all for watching at home, and wishing you all a happy and healthy Diwali.